Welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. My name's Adam Patterson. With me today, we got Kevin Rakestraw. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what's up?
Not a whole lot, dude.
All right.
We're also joined by Ryan Holes. Hey, Ryan. If this is your first time tuning into Ryan Watches a Movie, Kevin and I are challenging ourselves to find movies that Ryan likes in the hopes that we will reach a coveted 10 out of 10. You can join in on the conversation by sending your movie suggestions for Ryan to podcast@filmpulse.net or by sending me a DM on Twitter @filmpulsenet. If you like the show, or even if you don't, please be sure to check out the Frederick's Ataxia Research Alliance website at curefa.org. I'm getting over a little bit of a sickness, so I may sound a little more congested than usual, but I'm over the hump.
No, that's good.
Ryan, what movie do we have you watch this week?
Avengement.
Avengement. This came out earlier this year. This is written and directed by Jesse V. Johnson. It's co-written by Stu Small. I have a synopsis here. After years of assaults on him in prison, Kane escapes for avengement on those responsible. Now, before I get your description of this, Ryan, I just want to go to Merriam-Webster.com, because is avengement, is it a word?
I feel like it can't be, but if it is, it's a really old word.
We're going to Merriam-Webster. It is, in fact, a word. Avengement. Act of taking vengeance. So it is an actual word. How about that?
That's ridiculous. Someone from this movie added it.
It doesn't seem like a real word, does it? I think it
No.
reminds me of, there's that one Metal Gear game called Revengeance. Metal Gear Revengeance. And I know damn well that's not a word. But maybe that's why I got mixed up, because it sounds so much like Revengeance. Anyway, Ryan, tell us a little bit about Avengement.
Well, basically, there's a guy, and you find out later on in the movie that he's falsely in prison. And while he's in prison, his mom...
Just to correct you really quickly, he wasn't falsely imprisoned. He did commit a crime that resulted in him getting put in
He
prison.
didn't know what he did.
He knew what he did. He killed a lady, and
But
he was responsible for a woman's death, and he saw it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he didn't know what he stole.
No, he didn't know what he stole.
Or why
That's
he
correct.
stole it.
That is correct.
So anyway, he goes to
But just to
jail.
be clear, that's not why he was in prison.
Ryan just glosses over the fact that he killed a lady.
That's the
I don't know what he did.
whole movie.
All right, continue. He's in jail.
His mom dies, and he goes to visit her dead body. And after he gets to visit her, he ends up breaking out of prison, where he escapes to a bar with some local junior henchmen. And when he goes to this bar, they start asking him questions, and he ends up kind of kidnapping him. I guess with like he doesn't take them anywhere.
He holds them hostage, I would say.
Yeah, he just takes them, and their bosses come in later on, and you find out that Kate's brother was ultimately responsible for what he stole, and responsible for everyone in prison. That's where they kick his ass every day, and in defending himself, he ends up killing people in prison, and gets his sentence extended. And after he does all that, and he finally breaks out, he goes back, and he finds out that ultimately his mother is responsible. And I'm not sure the second make is it related to the main guy that kills, they act like they're related.
It's his brother. You said that. You said it was his brother.
I was talking about the other guy.
I don't think he's related to the other guy.
So
But also, I'm not sure who you're talking, because he kills a lot of people. So
like prim and proper guy. That's like the leader of the
I don't think he's related to him.
henchmen.
Leader of the
henchmen. And he ends up fighting and killing probably 10 plus guys. And ultimately ends up killing his brother. And breaking up all money that he recovers from his brothers in this one. And he splits it among all the other people that were killed in the process.
That's it?
I think so.
All right. So what did you think of Avengement?
A lot of people died, and so part of them were pretty kind of hard to follow. But overall, I liked it. It kicked a lot of ass.
No, right.
Yeah, a lot of ass kicking this. This stars Scott Adkins, who's a action star. He's in a ton of action movies. And yeah, I thought that you were gonna like this one because I know that you liked the early Guy Ritchie movies and you like the kind of soccer hooligan movies, and this is like right in line with those types of movies where it's really heavy on the action and it's this kind of like scrappy, gritty, like brawling style where, I mean, Scott Adkins knows martial arts and there's like touches of martial arts in this movie, but for the most part it's like pretty down and dirty, like bar fight style.
Yeah, straight boxing.
I love how when he goes to prison, I can't remember what he gets sentenced to originally, but it's not like a super long term in prison. But as you mentioned, the fact that he is repeatedly attacked, so he just keeps getting attacked over and over and over again, and every time he gets attacked, he ends up killing the person and getting more time on top of that.
A couple of them were prisoners and a couple of guards. I also really enjoyed that there were a few people from Great Street Hooligans.
Mm-hmm.
He can't dial it back, apparently.
No.
Like once a fight starts, it only ends in death. That's what's happening.
Well, he is a little bit of a pacifist in this. Like, he doesn't want to fight, but it's more of like a self-preservation thing. Like, they're straight up trying to kill him because he finds out that there's a hit out on him.
Oh, jeez.
So it's self-defense, but it's pretty brutal self-defense. And I think it's probably the first time, Ryan, that he gets attacked in prison and they knock out all his teeth and he has to get like the chrome teeth.
Yeah, they curb stomp him.
Yeah, they curb stomp him. That's right. They put his teeth on a like cement staircase, and they curb stomp him, and he has to get chrome teeth.
Oh boy!
And they tell him when he gets out of prison that he can get the teeth changed if he wants to, and he says, "No, I gotta look like a badass."
Yeah, he does look like a bad. The funny thing was, like, he was pissed about the teeth, like, at first, and I'm like, why would you be pissed about that? Like, if I had teeth like that, I'd feel like I was invincible.
Just immediate confidence boost.
Yeah.
Just max that shit out.
Badass chrome teeth. Like, if somebody has chrome teeth like that, you know that they were in some shit.
Because he's an amazing fighter.
Yeah, so he was a boxer in the movie too. That's how he knew how to fight. So he was already he knew how to fight.
He gets shanked a few times. And
Mhm.
like if
Yep.
somebody's trying to do that to me, they're gonna know what I'm gonna
Yeah, he does get stabbed a few times. He gets really fucked up in this. Like he's a badass guy, but I mean, I think the thing in this movie that makes him such a badass is the fact that he takes such a horrible beating, like over and over and over again, and doesn't just like give in and be like, all right, just end me. Like I can't do this anymore. I'm through. What did you think of the level of violence, Ryan? Because there's not only a lot of fighting that's pretty brutal. There's some shootings that happen. There's a lot of like found objects being used as weapons.
And the one guy's head blown off. That was a lot less bloodier than I thought it would be.
Mm.
But
That's
the fighting is pretty much where like it makes it look a lot worse than it is. If that makes sense.
Maybe.
Like it looks like it's like when he's fighting, it looks like he's putting it all out there. It's just because like the fighting is more in depth than the head blowing off.
Okay.
Okay. This is actually getting into some critical waters here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
He is a technical fighter. So it's not all just like the choreography in this movie is actually really solid. That's one thing that really impressed me with this movie is that the fight scenes are actually really well choreographed. And I think that Scott Adkins does a really good job in this.
I still have no idea who Scott Adkins is.
I'm trying to think I don't know if you've ever seen anything that he's done.
I looked at his filmography. He was in a couple movies that I've seen. Now, obviously, I think they were kind of small roles. They weren't starring roles. But with him, the other thing that's odd is most people, you say a name and I can visualize a person. I can never visualize, like nothing happens when you say Scott Adkins.
Yeah. The only reason I can even play, because he doesn't have any like distinguishing features. So he's just kind of like he has this sort of everyman look. The only reason that I can place him is because he sort of looks like a friend I once had named Rick.
It's my buddy Rick.
He reminds me of Rick, and that's how I can place him.
Gotcha.
Music is also really good. I like that a lot.
What did you say?
Music.
Oh, the music.
Oh, big fan of the Avengement score.
I just thought it went really well with what I was watching.
Gotcha. It's a lot of deep bass. Driving drum beats.
What do you call it? Like that bit electronic music.
I don't remember the score, to be honest, so I'm not sure. Scott Adkins he's in a lot of these like kind of sequels to movies that you didn't really know had a sequel. Like he's in Two Guns, Two Guns, Zero Tolerance, which apparently is a sequel to Two Guns that I didn't even know about.
I know. I was like, I have to remember to mention the Two Guns to Adam. Because I'm just like, how did that happen?
I mean, our regular podcast is pretty much just a Two Guns podcast. It's the movie that we've been talking about for years.
And like, no one remembers the first Two Guns. So why is there a sequel to Two Guns?
I don't know. He's in Jarhead 3, The Siege.
How is there 3 Jarheads?
He's in Hard Target 2. He's in Green Street 3, Never Back Down. He's in The Expendables 2. Many of these movies. Undisputed 2, The Bourne Ultimatum, all about sequels.
Yeah. The other thing I noticed too is going through those titles and looking at the little posters with them. Is he in any movie where he doesn't have a gun? Has he ever done a movie without a gun?
I don't think so. Well, he's in Ip Man 4, the finale. And I'm not sure if he has a gun in that one.
He probably does.
I'm sure he has a weapon. This movie also does feature the kid from This Is England, Thomas Turgoose, he's not a kid anymore. He's a full-grown man now.
Yeah, but I mean, his last name's Turgoose.
It is. He still looks like a kid.
Kidding me?
Do you remember This Is England? What a great movie.
I don't know if I've seen that.
No. 2006. About a kid who gets tangled up into some skinhead business.
Turgoose getting tangled up.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Turgoose.
Yeah, you have a lot of like sort of well-known British character actors in this too. Like a lot of sort of recognizable character actors like Leo Gregory, who's in like pretty much every soccer hooligan movie you can think of.
They all get together here and just beat the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting too because the movie largely takes place in a pub. Like it's a lot of it's in one location, and it just periodically flashes back to his time in prison. Ryan, any final thoughts before we give you your drum roll on this?
No.
Nope. All right. All right, then. What are you going to give Avengement?
9.
9.
Damn.
Whoa.
I like the acting a lot.
Yeah, well, I thought you would. I had a feeling. Kevin and I were talking about this last week when you said you wanted an action movie, and we were like our favorite types of action movies are typically martial arts action movies. So I was thinking, and I'm like, oh man, I really liked Avengement that came out earlier this year, and I had a feeling you were gonna like it just because, like I said before, you're a fan of Guy Ritchie's stuff like Snatch, and you like the like soccer hooligan type movies, and this felt very similar. There was no soccer in it, but it still had that same vibe. So I'm glad you enjoyed this one.
Did you foresee a 9 though? Did you think he would like it that much?
I didn't.
Like I thought, I was thinking like a 7. I was like, he's gonna enjoy this. This is gonna be up his alley. He's gonna like it.
I was thinking
But a 9.
Yeah, I was thinking 7, 8.
If the music pushed it up for it too.
Fucking Avengement score, dude.
Music pushed it over the top.
Music for Avengement.
The music just flowed really well with what was happening.
Oh, it just synced up perfectly. Fucking had Ryan moving, grooving.
Shout outs to Sean Murray who did the music.
Oh yeah, Sean Murray. You kidding me?
Yeah. He's done a lot of movies, Sean Murray. And he's done video games too, from the looks of it. He's done a bunch of video games. He did the True Crime Streets of LA and True Crime New York City scores. Remember those games?
And
Yeah.
play with it.
Man, this dude's he's doing music for anything.
Oh yeah. He's got 5 movies that are not even out yet.
This is incredible.
All right. That is another 9 out of 10. That's 3 weeks in a row that we've had 9 out of 10s. We are on a roll, Kevin.
Now I feel like we shouldn't go for the coveted 10 out of 10. We should just see how long we can ride this 9 out.
Yeah, I mean,
we got a streak. What's the streak? We got to set a record here.
Well, we've been keeping track of everything, so we'll be able to calculate that as we go along. So speaking of streaks, what are you in the mood for next week, Ryan?
Oh,
Comedy? All right. So the goal is to pick a comedy movie for Ryan next week. Let me pull up the sheet real quick, and we can talk about what we've had you watch so far for
Still talking with TT.
Yeah. For listeners who don't remember all the stuff that we've done so far, comedy movies, we had him watch What We Do in the Shadows and Uncle Drew and Fever Pitch. Well, he asked for a soccer movie, but that's also a comedy. And then Hunt for the Wilder People, which was last week. And all of those he liked all of them. However, he really loved the Taika Waititi directed movies. So Hunt for the Wilder People, What We Do in the Shadows. That one, the first one, What We Do in the Shadows got a 10 out of 10. Hunt for the Wilder People got a 9 out of 10. So send us your suggestions for Ryan if you think you know a comedy that he's going to like. For reference, Uncle Drew, he gave a 7 out of 10.
Bullshit.
Send us an email, podcast@filmpulse.net. Let us know what you think he should watch, or send me a DM on Twitter @filmpulsenet. Any final thoughts before we close it out this week, Ryan? All right. There you go. Thank you so much for listening. You can send us your picks for Ryan and questions and topics to podcast@filmpulse.net. You can follow us on Twitter @filmpulsenet, @filmpulsekevin, and @mylegsdon'twork. If you have a minute, please give us a review on your podcast platform of choice. For Kevin Rakestraw and Ryan Holes, my name's Adam Patterson. We'll see you next week.
See you later.